Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Jared from Nyctomnia, and I actually got another suggestion for a video, and that was from my mom's boyfriend, Wayne. I told him what I was doing on YouTube and this new series I'm working on, which is Universe Sandbox 2. I said, hey, do you have any suggestions on what would be interesting to find out and or learn in this program? And he said, I wanted to know what would happen if a rogue planet about 1.5 times the mass of our own planet were to come in from way out, but we don't have to go way out, and basically get pulled in by the outer planets like Jupiter or Saturn. And I told him, let's do that, and he wants to know what kind of effect that will have on our solar system. I said, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a planet 9, and let's go ahead and back this up quite a bit. Okay, I want to get about, if I can, like a 17-degree angle between the orbits of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter is right here, so I'm going to launch it here. Then I'm going to edit the planet. If I can find planet 9. There we go. Seems like planet 9 is more than a 17-degree angle. However, that's okay. We're going to change the mass to 1.52. Because that's literally the exact number he gave me. And we are going to see what a rogue planet. We're going to pretend that this is not planet 9. So let's say this planet came out from way out of nowhere and is being pulled in by the gravitational pull of Jupiter and Saturn. Let's see, 1.52. Let us launch this. I'm going to speed this up quite a bit. When I get closer, I'm going to slow this down. We are still quite a bit away from our home solar system. Let's bring this up a little bit more. Okay, we are going to slow this down because we are getting, actually we're still kind of far away. Okay, there we go. So let's pause and see. Oh no, we still have a little ways to go. This game can be kind of tricky sometimes. You cannot tell. I forgot I'm still in edit mode. Let me pull that out. I apologize. And I'm going to close this out too so you can get full screen preview of what will happen. Now, so far, we have passed, we've already passed Uranus. We are passing the orbit of Saturn. And as we get closer in to the orbit of Jupiter, we actually might, we're probably going to get slingshotted. Now, because I don't know the effect that a planet right around the same mass of our own planet would have on a solar system if it came through. But by looking at the trajectory of where this planet may go, it is saying that it's most likely going to get slingshotted. However, is going to get pulled in very, very close into our own orbit. So I know this seems like kind of far away, it's past Mars, but that is still very close for a planet the size of our own to come in. Dangerously close, and it might mess up the orbit of these planets. So we are going to slow down. Take a look at Saturn first. Let's look at its orbit. Has it been affected at all? It does not appear to be affected. Now, looking at Jupiter shouldn't really be affected since it should be the one pulling in the other planet. But it looks like Jupiter's being seriously affected by that. Look at that. Look at the orbit. This was its normal orbit, and now it is starting to cut in, and then it will cut out. So that is pretty interesting. Let's go back to our rogue planet. where's it gonna go? So, before we get any closer, as we pull into our other planets, I would like to take a look before it gets close. The orbits of Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury. Mars is off by quite a bit already. Now, if you look at the habitable zone for Mars, you'll see that Mars is, I mean, if Mars was actually, you know, had life on it, technically would still be okay. Now, Earth's orbit seems like it's going to actually get closer towards the sun. And as we hit around this side, we are going to break away from that. So our orbit is going to change. However, is life on Earth going to end? I don't think so. Now, if we go over here to climate, as we are selected under Earth, normal average surface temperature for the Earth is right here. It's about 14 to 15 degrees Celsius. So if that gets really cold, which I don't believe is going to happen, you'll have an ice age. If it gets too warm, then the oceans will fry and evaporate, and there will be no life left. So let's continue to our rogue planet. Oh, forgot to check Venus. Venus's orbit will be affected, and so will Mercury's. Let's go back to our rogue planet and see how this pans out. I'm going to slow it down. And we will watch. Let me turn off the zone and the view so you can get full screen goodness of the effects of a rogue planet going through our solar system. Now it seems that Mars is doing actually pretty okay. If we were to have shot this, which I'm going to try my best to time this out, I'm going to try to shoot this rogue planet for the fun of it, and pass these, which would be Earth and Mars, when they're right around here, and see what would happen when we pass the planets pretty much side by side. So far, it seems like everything would be okay. I will speed this up. Earth looks fine. We will check Earth. By now, we would be okay. Now, the climate, let's go to climate. Surface temperature is still okay. If we actually scroll down to, I believe it's on here. It could be incorrect, which is a high possibility, but I'm looking for where it would say something to do with like possibility of life, and it should say like 100%. Can't find it. Mars has it, but anyways, I was just checking to see because I wanted to verify that our planet really wouldn't be affected so much. But it all depends on timing, guys. Again, we're going to try something a little different. Same thing. I'm going to try to shoot between Jupiter and Saturn, but try to match the planets at their closest points to me in order to see how bad how badly the orbits would be affected by a planet such as this one. Doesn't seem to be affected too much right now. Let's go ahead and try to time this out perfectly. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, and let's launch this and see what happens. Now, it might go by a little fast, but that's okay. Instead of trying to time this out by shooting it from way out here, I decided to kind of go from within the solar system just to save us some time. However, the effect of me doing that might change the results, but it is like 3:30 in the morning, and Jared is very tired, so we're just going to do it from here. I'm going to speed this up, slow it down. Let's look at the... we're still pretty far away. It looks like we're going to head straight towards the sun, which might actually be perfect. Because we can actually go through these orbits and see what would happen if this were to happen. I was trying to get pulled and slingshotted by Jupiter, but okay, so already Jupiter seems to, let's look, yeah, Jupiter's orbit's going to get a little wonked. Mercury looks like it's going to have a very fun time. It is going to, heavily change as this rogue planet comes in. Let's slow this down from, let's try days. I did not check Earth's. Earth's orbit seems to be okay at the moment. We are going directly underneath Mars's orbit, right underneath Earth, and pretty much straight into the sun. We're going to try it one more time, though, after this to see what happens. And we are going to try to actually slingshot maybe in between Jupiter and the rest of these orbits to see what would happen. Again, I'm trying to get that perfect timing, but I'm very interested in seeing what would happen if, something like this happened as well, where a planet got pulled into the sun. Let's check their orbits. Ooh, it's almost a collision course with Venus. Venus's orbit, I mean, that's quite a bit off if you're thinking in terms of orbits, but the sun is doing some weird things. Let's pull ourselves back into the rogue planet. And it is starting to just disintegrate because from the heat of our sun, as you look, you can check and look at the temperature. We went from negative 255 degrees surface temperature to right around 458 degrees. And as we get closer, it heats up. We are at, the effective temperature is 732 degrees Celsius, and the surface temperature is 693, which is hot enough to bake a pizza. Very hot. We actually got slingshotted around the sun, and surprisingly, we are almost directly above Mercury's orbit, and we have dropped, the surface temperature has dropped significantly. We went from, 500 something, I can't remember what I just said, to 156. Okay, again, we are adding our rogue planet. We will go to our rogue planet once again, if I can find it. Here it is. And we are going to change the mass again to 1.52. I don't know the exact number I was given, so we are doing 1.52. Let's hit play and see what happens. So I set the... Whoa, I don't know what I just collided with. I'm not sure what that was. Now, I might have accidentally spawned in two. So let's go check this one and see if this is the correct... Yeah, 1.52. Now, our trajectory is going to be off by a little bit, but it's going to get thrown off anyways because of the gravitational pull of Jupiter and Saturn. So we're pretty much actually heading exactly where I wanted. To be honest, I was aiming more towards over here, but then again, we might get a very interesting outcome from this. So let's see what happens. I'm going to speed up and then slow down. I'm trying to get it right. Okay. There we go. So I was aiming over here. However, and I was an idiot and accidentally spawned a second rogue planet. It collided with this one, which I was not trying to do. In fact, I thought I didn't spawn the first one because it didn't pop up. So then I spawned the second one. So it's already being pulled in by the gravitational pull of the sun. Now, this might end up being perfect. The Earth should come around right when our rogue planet is right around here, I think. We will go slower and see what will happen when these two planets are side by side. At least as close to side by side as we can get them. I was way off when I said that the Earth would be side by side with this. Whoa, we are like almost... That is very close. That's probably a lot closer than... I forgot I'm still in edit mode. I apologize. Okay, guys. So, if we've been looking at, you know, the way we've been launching it, which is between Jupiter's orbit and Saturn's orbit, and it gets pulled in like this. So it comes in through here, and it kind of goes in like that towards the sun. So here's just what we're going to do to save more time. We are just going to launch, because it gets slingshotted, we're going to launch our rogue planet between the orbits of Mars and Earth, because it is going to get pulled in by the sun. But however, what I am wondering is, what is the effect that this rogue planet would cause on Earth if it was, you know, close enough to it? Like, let's say, you know, even with outside of Mars, like right here. That is what I'm wondering. So, let's launch our rogue planet. We're going to add our rogue planet by selecting, I want to make sure I'm close enough. There we go. Did I add it? Yeah, okay. We're going to edit that again. Same thing. 1.52. Select that. And let's launch. Now, it seems that the sun has already taken it, which is fine. That's what was happening before. However, I'm so curious to know what's going to happen to Earth's orbit. I was hoping that we would be able to cross Earth with this rogue planet, but I guess we can look with Venus or Mercury how their orbits are going to change, and just maybe kind of assume the same for Earth. Let me get out of edit mode, hop back in. Okay, so we got our planet. It's coming closer and closer to Earth's orbit, and it's gonna get slingshotted around the sun. So let's pause this. Venus, its orbit is kind of weird, and Mercury's orbit's going to get really weird here in a second. Surprisingly, hasn't really changed all too much. No matter what we've tried, Rogue Planet just has not been doing much of anything, even when we launched it from right here. According to Sandbox, we would be pretty okay. Now, if that happened in real life, would we be okay? I don't know. However, according to Sandbox 2, we're fine. Because no matter what I try to do, we actually got ourselves in orbit. This might be good. Because eventually, if we are orbiting, we will cross the Earth. And in fact, we might cross the Earth pretty soon. And we could see what effect that this orbit is having on the Earth. That's awesome. Okay, I have a feeling it's going to be this one where we get pretty darn close to Earth. So... Oh, no, but we might be running into Mars. Let's see what happens to Mars. We already know the orbit for our rogue planet, so let's look at Mars. Okay, there's not enough gravitational pull from our rogue planet to really, even at this distance, have any effect on Mars and or our own planet. In fact, just to make it simpler, we will put our rogue planet in between Earth and Mars' orbit. Let's do that. And orbit. How do I make it to where it's a elliptical? Whatever. I need to actually, before I do that, change the size. Because if this is 10 Earth masses, it's going to be very devastating. We want it 1.52, just a little over 1.5 Earth masses. So Earth is still doing okay, at least as of right now. Not a whole lot changing. I will speed this up over a course of time and see what changes. Now, I think I did it too fast. However, it's these lines that go super straight is just because I went so fast in the program. But honestly, doesn't look like things are changing. Let's check the surface temperature of our rogue planet. Should be pretty low. Yeah, -40. So it is pretty darn cold here on our rogue planet. And that pretty much solves it. What would happen if a rogue planet decided to come through our solar system, get pulled in by the gravitational pull of Jupiter, get launched straight through our solar system? What would happen to our solar system? And according to Sandbox 2, not a whole damn lot. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. I sure did. I was expecting something totally different. However, that's why I enjoy making these videos so much. It's because you never know. If you enjoy these type of videos and if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to subscribe if you want to see videos like this in your YouTube feed. And please be sure to leave a like on the video. And if you have any suggestions for future videos of this nature, drop them down in the comments below. Again, I'm Jared, and I will see you in the next video.